We do all sorts of stuff and we do them really well. We do all sorts of things like podcasts and we go to hell. That's what we tell our question of the weekers. Thank you.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody.
Fuck.
We are running out of ways to begin this podcast.
So you're just doing it without telling anybody. Great. Now you've all heard how I warm up for the show.
There's only two of us. Somebody's got to know.
Just the two of us.
Adam is not going to be here for this one.
But I'm going to pretend he is.
Things to do.
He's touching himself.
Important.
It's important to touch yourself.
He's going to PAX. We're doing this earlier. The floor is still open. The expo hall is still open even, which that closes at like
6. I think 2 hours,
okay.
an hour from now.
All right, okay. We're doing this instead because the meetup happens at 7.
Meat.
So if you like meat,
MEAT.
come down to the Pine Box at 7 p.m. if you're hanging around. Bring your body. Bring your shirt body, just in case.
Yeah, a good point. Yeah, you definitely want to have something with you that you could put shirts on. You might be wearing a shirt now, but there are shirts that you can wear later or now.
This podcast brought to you by the Equinalizer.
Equinalizer.
A stupid horse joke since 2014.
For all your equine needs. And
that was possibly in 2015 as well. I'm going to move that because I can't see the computer. The
compute.
Twitch chat is open right off the bat. We're like professionals.
And there were tweets that went out, so people may be watching someday.
That is a possibility.
It won't be.
Go there if you got questions. I will point my eye at it at random times throughout the cast.
That's cool.
You know what? It's August 30th. Sunday, August 30th.
All right.
I'm Ryan Miller, and he's...
Blood all over the bed. Nope.
Moving on. He's moving on. Beta Amberg. Matt Amberg. Beta Angel. Angel Amberg, everybody.
Are you done? Is this figured out now?
Too many names.
Hey.
Why can't you just have one name
you know what?
like
because
everybody?
Because I want to have a varied personality. I want to be boisterous and relaxed. I want to be a lot of things.
So which one's boisterous and which one's relaxed?
Yeah, well, I haven't really...
Which one's John Cusack? That's actually what I want to know.
I'm still... That's my favorite John Cusack movie is Boisterous and Relaxed.
That sounds like a good John Cusack movie.
It does.
From the 80s.
It sounds... Yeah, it's unfortunate that he won't do those movies anymore.
He won't do movies from the 80s anymore. It's true.
No.
I mean, like 89, 90, somewhere around there.
Just stopped. He was like, you know what? The 80s. I'm just over it. I can't do those movies.
It's sad. End of an era.
Very much so. Just go back, guys. Watch Better Off Dead and remember John Cusack in his prime.
So I don't know if this is going to work with two people.
It never has previously.
That's kind of my thought. It never has before. Let's give it a go anyways.
You insist.
I got my cheat sheet here. Is there anything... Do we want to lead in with this, or do we just want to go to PAX? We just want to talk PAX?
I don't know what leading in would be.
I don't know what to do without some sort of an intro.
Oh, so we just skip it and move on.
Oh.
We went to... Okay, here's our... Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
You ready? We're just going to wait for the Twitch chat.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the levels and make sure they don't suck. Let's turn me up a little bit. You're coming in way too loud.
Okay, here's our intro. We went to PAX. Let's talk about it.
Fair.
Jeez, I'm crow, man.
So we talked about maybe doing Battleborn first thing in the morning. We talked about that
2 days in a row now.
2 days ago.
And guess what happened on day 3?
It happened.
It did happen. Actually, yeah.
I'm still...
Don't be disappointed.
Mess with levels here a little bit. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit too, but you get in line a little bit early in the morning, hoping to save yourself some time in line at the actual show. Mm-hmm. I also meant to go to bed before 2 a.m. again.
Well,
at least let you guys do that, but I didn't.
Hey, the road to hell.
is 0HITPOINTS.com. We got done about 2 a.m., went to bed, whatever. We're on the same bed.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying.
Got up earlier than yesterday. If that was yesterday, I have no idea. I'm right. This is gonna be a good one.
It's live on TV.
We're
doing great.
I got there at 7 actually. I just took off because you guys were like, I like to be clean and take showers.
Yeah, no, you rolled right out of bed in the same clothes you wore. You threw. I mean,
I wasn't wearing any clothes.
You did take care of your hair, which was nice.
Yeah.
Every day, it's a process. He wakes up at 5:45 so he can spend an hour really getting that look. Important, understood.
Okay.
I mean, you're a professional. You can't represent 0 hit points not looking good. So,
Is that in the contract?
no.
Okay.
Thankfully,
Woo!
the only contract is this one. It doesn't exist.
Not many people in line when I got there.
Right.
They do this thing where they scrunch up the line. They did that after Matt ended up showing up. Line talk.
This is exclusive information that people who have never been to PAX, you're finding out the hot takes. These takes, so hot.
Let's just skip ahead. We got in.
So
the hall opened at 10.
Wait. Let me explain the line thing. So here's the deal.
You're right. That's where I was going.
Here's the deal. You get into a line and then you wait. Then the line moves. Then you get into the game. This happened.
So where I was going was that you save time in the line that you don't have to spend on the floor while the show's open. So we got to Battleborn right away, like super fast. It's in a square, so we were maybe back just one wall. We were only on the one side of the wall. Okay,
it goes,
so the length
it goes
of
down
one
one
wall,
wall, and then it was half the other wall.
It still took us over an hour. Was it 2 hours?
It was not 2 hours.
We didn't get out of
the overall
demo until 11:45.
The overall demo was 2 hours. It was about 2 hours.
Anyways, Battleborn is the
Gearbox
game of the show. Like that's the one. Last year was Evolve. That was the one that had the lines. Battleborn seems to be it this year. That's the one that
Battleborn For Honor.
Yeah, For Honor was the other one. We think it's because Ubisoft tends to do these kind of presentation demos, which can take a long time. They don't necessarily move a lot of people through there.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a ton of people lining up.
Yeah,
Definitely not as much
weird.
as Battleborn, but they move them so slow that the wait was really long. Anyways, those are the two games that you want to go to in the morning so you can save some time. Apparently we saved time getting out of there by 11:45.
We did because after we did get in line, we got about halfway around the wall. I went to fill up some water bottles, and there was a huge line of people on this on a far wall, and I had to ask, what are you lined up for? And they said Battleborn, and I was like, oh, how long is the wait? And they said, well, that sign says 2 hours, but we were told more. So it happened. But bottom line, who gives a shit? We played the game.
Yes, we should probably talk about that.
That's not important. It was whatever. Let's talk more about the line that we stood in, though, for Mario Maker.
Stood in the line for Mario Maker, and let me tell you,
watching people who don't know how to play Mario can be one of the most frustrating experiences.
As the people behind me can testify. More on that in a little bit.
Moron being the operative word.
More on that.
More on that.
What'd you think about Battleborn?
I liked it. It was a PvE version. There is going to be PvP, but we got to play PvE, so it was 5 versus everything. Objective based, so you move through the level, and it's interesting. The upgrade mechanic, I think, is the thing that stands out the most.
That's the thing.
So I think there were 10 characters overall to choose from. I chose Thorn, who uses bow and arrow. I really like that concept. And she was cool. I liked the way she moved. She had a decent jump. The arrows were cool. She was able to. Her ultimate was this giant orb of plasma, and she was able to use that plasma stuff for multiple arrows, and that was cool. But the upgrade system is interesting because it's binary, so it's one or the other. There's only 2 options.
Only ever 2 options
for your whole tree, and you only have X amount of upgrades that you can do. And so it's kind of MOBA-esque in that respect, that both of us got to the 8th level and there were only 2 more left on the tree at that point. I don't know how that works out. I don't know how that's going to expand or play, but you can definitely like there's going to be a lot of combinations to mix and match
Sure.
per character, and I know that I've got a photo. I'll actually see if I can tweet it, if I can find it, that Randy Pitchford put up at the Gearbox panel that had the actual number of variations.
Nice.
And it was some obnoxious number. It was
Yeah,
kinda cool.
they like to do that. They love their stat charts for their games. But yeah, it's interesting because I don't think I've seen something like that before.
The way they do the upgrades?
The upgrade tree,
The
right, yeah. And the whole, if that's a MOBA thing, I guess, where you do all your leveling in one match and it resets when you're done.
Yeah. I mean, that
seems to be what they're going for, which again introduces to me a lot of if they
it's new mechanic for you.
it's new mechanic, but if they can find a way to purposefully integrate that into level design, mission design, where you're choosing different build outs specifically for certain things,
right?
It's pretty interesting to me. Like
and I think that I one of the things that I really like about it, especially will come into the multiplayer piece, is learning how all of those characters work, or figuring out at least finding a handful of them and understanding how those upgrade trees kind of fit, because you'll be able to use that tactically, strategically against other players if they're using players that you go, okay,
PvP
I know
takes on a whole nother.
I have a whole concept of how this guy is going to move and how he's going to play and what his ults are and all that stuff, so I can try and counter that with somebody else. In this particular case, we didn't have to worry about other people.
No PvP.
So that was cool. It was so gameplay wise, nothing new. It felt like a Gearbox game, and I mean honestly, it felt like Borderlands. It didn't feel much different. Art style, beautiful. I love it.
It looks good.
I think it looks gorgeous.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
But it looks better than all the marketing material, honestly. We talked about this, but the Battleborn name itself is
the worst. I'm sorry, that name is terrible.
Stupid thing.
Call it something, anything else.
Also the name itself. But the gameplay, and that's the one detriment to me. I mean, we played a lot of Borderlands 2. We've talked about this, and it's kind of we're in our Borderlands break, happily in our Borderlands break period.
It's a minor sabbatical,
yes.
A couple years long.
Thinking that by the time Borderlands 3 comes along, we'll be ready for some more. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Battleborn kind of maybe interrupts that. Like, I'm not sure I want to play another Borderlands before Borderlands 3.
Yeah. No, and I think I'm in a slightly different headspace with it. I see the difference enough, and I like that it's a different universe altogether. It's something brand new, and
sure.
I'm interested in that, because Borderlands, to me, I was never bored with the mechanics of that game necessarily. It was just that we had gone through it so many times and hit every area so many times that it was so rote. We knew every nook and cranny.
Right.
We knew where every special gun was. We knew how to do 99% of the crazy shit you could do in the game.
Right.
And it was great. It was fun. There's taking nothing away from the game at all. It's a great game. But Borderlands itself, like even Tales from the Borderlands, I like it a lot. It's a really fun game. But it's still like there's a point where, it does excite me and makes me want more Borderlands. But I think I want this in the interim. I really do. I like the art style. I like the character design. I think it's just fantastic. I like that there's a really good mesh of melee, ranged.
Supposedly a third of the 25 characters they've announced so far are melee based.
Right, which I think is cool.
And the character I chose was melee based as well. I don't know. I don't play melee characters. I played for Borderlands 2. I played Zero, who was the melee character, and I'm not sure they ever really pulled off. Because, the thing with the melee character, you want to make sure it works in a game like Borderlands, which is primarily a shooter.
Right.
And I'm not sure they kind of pulled that off, and maybe I wasn't using him right. But for a melee character to work for me, he's got to be as effective as up close as he is standing back. And if I wasn't buffed or using my special or something like that,
you're never
it
buff.
wasn't really, well, that's another story. If they can do that for this game, yeah. I mean, I am interested in what I said I'm interested in, but
yeah. So I think the one thing I do want to mention though is, and I mentioned this, we talked about this earlier, the comparison to Borderlands beyond just the surface stuff was the tech trees in Borderlands were complex, but they were also kind of simple. Like they did a pretty decent job of telling you, okay, this character can do 1, 2, or 3. And then you can work throughout those and mix and match. And I feel like what they've done with this game is they've kind of taken the tech trees and made the tech trees into characters and then just given them very simple binary changes. It's like all the characters, they've got 25 characters. It's twice as many as Borderlands, right? But I don't feel like I don't feel like those characters are going to have as much I don't know how to say it. I guess I just feel like they're good. All right.
I don't know how to say it. Do you know how to say it?
Don't.
So Battleborn.
It's all right. I'm excited for it. Is it a day one for me? Probably not day one. Maybe like day 25.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I want to wait for that patch to come out that is going to come out.
Gearbox has been pretty solid.
No, Gearbox. I'm not ragging on Gearbox. I just assume there's going to be some massive patch for this game. I don't know why. I just feel like
they're working on the patch. They work on the patch first.
Yeah. They're actually before they even built the game, they had a patch ready for it.
On the disc is like the title screen, and then you download a 30 gig patch.
That's the
game.
That's
the entire game. Yeah, that's how it usually
which is also, by the way, how we're going to be doing everything from here on out.
Yep.
And then Mario Maker.
Yeah, we went right to Mario Maker. That was another one on the list. I have, like I said, a cheat sheet of the things where I want to go, because you can't remember one thing to the next when you're at PAX because you haven't slept. You're insane.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
We went to Mario Maker. You hung out in line with me for a little bit.
Yeah, and I was watching everything.
Then you had to go. It was me and Adam for the rest.
Yeah, they dated.
For 5 short minutes.
The 5 shortest, loveliest minutes of your life.
The way they had the Mario Maker setup was, and maybe this is just something Nintendo can do because
Nintendo's batshit insane.
I guess.
Which is what makes them great.
You think there would be more of a line for Mario Maker. Not that there wasn't, but usually there's one game and there's one line. And you wait. Did we mention that?
Let's talk about lines real quick. So
Mario Maker had several stations, like many stations, and then just everybody got in line behind each station. It's almost like they're just a well-behaved group of fans.
Weird. Nintendo fans are good. Xbox fans are bad.
So you get to watch the guy in front of you play the game. They had two kind of modes.
Oh God, it can be very aggravating.
One of the guys in front of us wasn't.
No.
The other guy was okay.
Now here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with being bad at the game. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's just if I have to.
Yeah,
I'm bad at every game, but having to watch it, like it's like a car wreck. You keep watching it, thinking, "Oh my God, why are you doing that? Get better, do something." And I feel like shit. Thinking that, like, God, get better. You do anything do whatever you're doing, just stop. Just don't do it. Just let him sit there and let the time run out and die.
And eventually the people in front of me did that. Apparently it turns out it was a 20-minute demo, so you can kind of do whatever you want. But you can play it, and then you can edit, right? You can make stuff with it.
Just Mario's,
so to speak.
That's it, yeah. You can only make Mario's. It's basically like a Barbie doll dress-up game, but for Mario.
And I had planned to get in. I planned 2 things. I definitely wanted to get in and make it. I've made this comparison with Mario Paint before. I grew up with that. One of the few games I did have an own. Spent so much time on. This has that spirit, and I really do want to get into that. My mistake was when he said, "Okay, do you want to play or make?" I said, "Let's play first." That looked fun. I wanted to spend some time in all the different Marios. My Marios are 1, 2, 3. There's no 2 in this one, but there's 1 and 3 in Mario World, and I was thinking that'd be cool to do stuff. You can switch the palette at will. But then he told me that there was also access to all of the levels that were played at the Nintendo World Championships.
And right then, the entire demo went straight to hell.
It went straight to the hardest. I chose the one that they used for the final. And I can't remember their names now. Cookie and Zapper Boy. Was that, I think?
Okay.
Zap.
That sounds great. It sounds fake, too. So I hope it is real.
Twister?
That's a name or word.
So I
shape.
played the toughest one. They were timed in the Nintendo World Championships, so one of them flubbed it big time. Like, it was kind of weird to watch. Like, there was no contest.
Right?
there at the
Yeah.
end.
That's right. I forgot he totally tanked it, and that was kind of a bummer, actually.
But so I was able to get farther than they had because they were on a time limit, but I wasn't able to finish it like at all. Like the thing got, I can't even explain it. And it uses new Mario Brothers.
New Super Mario Brothers.
Yes,
Wii
new
U,
Super Mario Brothers Wii U. Thank you.
Nintendo.
It uses
for the
that
3DS.
skin, and physics, which I'm not. It's the Mario I'm least familiar with at this point.
But we talked about this very briefly while we were at the thing. That I really love the aesthetic that they've put together.
Oh,
for
it
that.
looks.
I think it just looks beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Mario. It's something where it's like they kept all the classic aspects of him, but they updated it with a lot of respect. Which it sounds stupid saying that, but.
Not for Nintendo, like that's.
But it's Nintendo. But it's Nintendo, and I love that they've taken care of the character. And I love that you pointed this out, and I hadn't even noticed it, which I felt like, how did I not notice that? But I love the fact that they're constantly underlit.
Yeah, so it's on a lava level, so they've like all the blocks are shaded or underlit in that way that it looks like.
It was just cool looking.
It struck me out. It's cool game.
Yeah,
I spent my whole 20 minutes there doing that. Like, it was man.
Which, but to be fair, that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to most about the game.
Oh yeah, I was enjoying it immensely, but I couldn't finish it. The guy who designed that level was like. He was 5 feet away
right
doing a presentation.
Right, yeah.
Who I accidentally trolled. I wasn't trying to. He was doing like a group presentation. He's like, okay, we can do this and this, and he's like improvising it. He's like, give me a character to put in there, and I'm like, Shy Guy, because it was just the first thing that came to my head, but it's like the one character that's not in there, and he's like, oh well, actually we don't have Shy Guy. And I instantly felt bad. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize to him and or berate him for that level I couldn't finish, but he wasn't done when I left. So.
We should definitely berate him tomorrow.
We should try at least.
It won't. There's do or do not. There is no try.
There's some try.
Well, you're not doing it right then. That's a do not.
And then you returned.
I did. I did return. And that happened. So that was.
I like how
great.
it flows. You know.
The last thing I did. The one thing I do want to say about the Mario thing, and I already touched on it, but. One of the things that excites me about the whole downloadable thing is, like, I love Little Big Planet. When Beth and I get to play Little Big Planet together, it's so much fun. I love it. It's one of the most fun games I've ever played with her because it's just a fun, simple platformer that has difficulty. And so it's fun. I enjoy. That's like the time I enjoy working with her and figuring it out. And it can get frustrating for her because she can see me do something and then maybe she can't. It's harder for her to achieve it.
Right.
Whatever. And it's fun. But the downloadable levels for Little Big Planet don't do as much for me because I'm not invested in Sackboy. Like, it's a cool character. He's really cute. But he's not Mario. Mario, like, to me, Mario Maker is Mario forever. I'll always have new Mario. I can play as much Mario, and I love that. I love that I will always have, and that Nintendo's going to curate maps that are created by users, and so we're going to get to see maps that Nintendo's like, this was a great map, and they're giving it a thumbs up, which essentially makes it to me an official map.
Right, which that was the section where all the maps from the Nintendo World Championships were located. So I'm guessing they're going to be out there. Like, that'll be something can download.
I would absolutely imagine. And then we can do the Nintendo World Championships. We'll stream that against each other, and it'll be a shit show.
Man, I was
because now you have to.
If I hadn't brought the 3D I bought it and brought it. If I hadn't bought the 3DS, I would be just too close to getting a Wii U. There's a Wii U bundle that comes with Mario Maker. I think the Wii U itself might be special, like yellow or something weird, or have Mario Maker on it. I don't know. And then
there's a Wii U out there.
And then the 8-bit Mario amiibo.
Yeah, no, you don't have an option. You have to go buy that.
That is.
It sucks. You're gonna have a shitty month financially, but you're gonna play the crap out of Mario.
But then
I came back.
You did come back, but then you left again.
Sure.
Yep. But
only for a minute. And
yes,
then I came back.
You left, and I was going to check out. I wanted to see what the line was like for Mirror's Edge. That's another one that's kind of on our list.
Right.
And in the process, I got some guys or a line or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, is this Mirror's Edge?" They're like, "No, this is Cuphead." And I said, "Oh, Cuphead." So Cuphead was playable there. Had no idea.
So this is the best part of the Cuphead booth, by the way. The booth. It's in the Microsoft area. So Microsoft has their own thing. You can't see it unless you're actually looking for it because it's behind like two things. It's in a corner. It's in like a cubby.
It's in the center of their booth, so you can't see the inside of it from any side, any outside.
There is
spot.
absolutely nothing.
And then the line just kind of pokes out in between. Like the Mirror's Edge line was next door, but
right. And there's nothing that says Cuphead anywhere.
No.
Other than the over the box,
station,
right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is that the Cuphead thing is right next to a Fallout photo opportunity thing. So
Vault Boy.
You walk right past that and you look around. Okay, I see Vault Boy. I see the Xbox thing. You just assume that what's going on right there is part of that. Like it's just so poorly laid out.
Right. Yeah. It was disappointing because if I might have been in line for Cuphead instead of Battleborn this morning if I had known.
Well, thankfully, we got to play both.
Yes, we did. So you came back in time to get up there with me at the very end.
Yes.
We did play Cuphead. The developers were there, and actually I was standing behind them while they were speaking with somebody else extensively. Super cool guys. The one, it's not all of the developers, but the main one, there's the guy that does all the animation was there, and apparently they're brothers. Didn't know this.
Did not know that.
Other guy also was...
Exclusive.
Yeah, I'm sure that's... You heard it here first.
Exclusive. Brothers.
But they took off when we got there. Like, I thought he was joking because I was like, hey, is it okay if I bring my friend in? I don't want to be a jerk. I know this is really stupid. I checked with all the guys around me, and they're like, no, yeah, that's fine. Well, one of the guys wasn't that cool. But he's like, no, that's fine. That's cool. And then he said, I'm leaving anyways. You can manage the booth. And then they took off and went to get food, apparently. And we were just, there was four of us kind of at the front of the line, just like, oh, all right, I guess we're.
So I started telling everybody that I was the developer and what the game was.
Yep.
That was fun.
And he was wrong about it all.
Yeah, I called the game Flub. I don't know. Fuck.
The reports, we stopped reporting on it a little bit because we kind of wanted to not receive ourselves any information until it came out because we kind of love it already.
And so
impartial as we are, that freaking game.
The very first thing I have to say is just like Battleborn, this game represents so differently on TV. It is so much prettier in person.
Oh, even prettier. Well, it's freaking pretty not in person.
Phenomenal. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's phenomenally gorgeous. This is easily the most beautifully animated game I think I've ever seen.
And if you haven't checked it out, this makes no sense. Like, you could hear this about any game, but this is literally, they've gone through and hand animated in the style of all the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. From like old Mickey Mouse cartoons,
yeah, like the Steamboat Willie, yeah, from the 30s and
right.
40s. It's that.
And they were
style.
talking a little bit about that too, because one of the guys that was talking to them was asking them how far back they had to go for studying, and they were talking about old cartoons, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that one's actually from 35 or something like that." Like they knew their stuff. It was really cool, and it totally shows. Like there's a filter on it, but you can't.
But it fits.
You could it fits beautifully, but you could never, like if there's a movie maker in that game, you would never be able to tell that it wasn't
right.
You know, there's no glitches or hitches or frame rate things. It doesn't look like there's a frame rate. It just looks like you're watching a cartoon play itself out.
And it's, I mean, everything from the littlest thing in the background to the biggest monsters that you see, and to what your guys, the way they fight. It's so funny that they snap their fingers, and the music. I mean,
the music and the sound is amazing.
It's not only perfect because it fits the style and everything, but it's just like it puts you in that game. Like you just never want to leave that game.
The sound effects are all Foleyed, right?
Right.
So it sounds like, you know, Mickey Mouse walking around in his cloppy shoes. In fact, I'm pretty sure they put some room noise in there. Like they reverb a lot of that stuff on purpose to sound like bad Foley work.
Yeah, it very well could
from
be.
The cartoons. Yeah, it's cool.
And there is no question that the developers they've been very clear about this. The game is not simple.
Any report about the difficulty, yes.
It is punishing.
Not been exaggerated. What difficulty were we on?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
probably easy.
Probably. There's one of the other things they said that there were 5 difficulties, I think. Easy, medium, hard, and triple hard. There might be double hard and triple hard, actually.
I'm double hard thinking about it.
They don't need it.
No,
honestly.
not even a little bit. They're.
Which I'm not. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm
I'll still get
I'm
it.
still
but
getting it. I'm still playing it.
I'm not the Super Meat Boy. Like I'm not drawn to those.
Oh no! I don't care that
Very
it's.
low.
Yeah, I want to play the game. I want to finish the game.
Yes.
I'm never gonna 1,000 that game.
Right,
Like
sure.
as an achievement, it's never gonna be one I hunt for the achievement on. But I don't know that there's not a lot more we can really say about it.
No. But it was just there, and since the devs weren't there, we couldn't pick their brains.
More than anything, it absolutely solidified. I already knew it was a day one, but I'm so much more excited about it.
Right.
Because now I've played it and I understand it. The one thing, actually, we didn't mention this. I have never seen this before, and I don't think you had seen it before. There's actually an overworld, like a map.
Yeah,
And it's not like the side scrolly parts you've seen. Those are.
It's like Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Like
You have the big overworld. You move your little Cuphead guy. You go into different doors and stuff, and there are different places to go. And so we actually played 2 different levels.
Which could have been just the demo, for all we know, really.
It could have been, yeah. But I would doubt it. I'm guessing.
They had levels that you could.
But we had to play 2 different things. We played we got to fly little planes.
Yep.
Got to spin around and stuff, and it was like
we completed no level.
No, and nobody has. Like, no, I don't think anybody completed any of them.
That was a good question. I couldn't tell if the guys in front of me had completed.
No, they didn't beat the bosses.
There was one level I know nobody completed. That was
well, that one nobody beat that boss.
Man.
But it played like a shmup. It was a simple side-scrolling things explode. You have to go around it.
What is a shmup?
Really? A shoot 'em up?
Yes. Oh.
Like a.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Did you just come up with that?
Yes.
Good job.
Absolutely original. 100%. And then we played another one that was side scrolly and we got the shit kicked out of us.
Yeah, we didn't. The important thing is we played it and we lost it.
We lost it
in every possible way.
Yes, my bowels.
And I didn't mention this to you, but while I was in line, the booth next door was showing off the Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah.
Did you touch that for a while?
I didn't touch it. I'm not touching that. You know how many people have touched
Hook, line,
that?
and sinker, man. I set you up. I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Did you? Did you know it was going to happen? Did it happen? Yeah. You would. What a jerk.
That thing's cool. Like, I had heard reports in the past that it was actually felt kind of heavy, but didn't feel that heavy, actually. Maybe. I don't know. The batteries might not have been in it, actually, now that I think about it.
I'll swing by and pick it up tomorrow. Just because I should.
I will never buy that. But it's nice, man. It's almost too nice.
The professional controller.
And it's built out of all like steel parts, which is cool, but apparently the insides are steel as well. So you won't get any of that like the dust that shows up on your sticks.
Yeah, I hate
after
that.
using
It's
it for a
so
while.
aggravating.
Apparently that will never happen with this thing.
No, that's pretty cool. It also makes it a deadly weapon. I can't wait to kill people with an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
I'm gonna holster 2 of them.
The finish was it's a cool thing, man. I will never buy it. That thing is so cool. I'll never buy it. So cool.
Okay, well let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you want it? I'm not buying it for you.
Elite
Shit,
controller.
are you kidding? Yeah. Well, maybe.
I know better than to answer questions quickly from you.
That's a disappointment.
How do you think we ended up sleeping in the same bed?
I'm not answering that question.
My word is my bond. Next up.
No, okay. The Elite controller. Do you want the Elite controller? Like if they
Sure.
if it throws up, it goes on sale for like $80. Is
$80 I would do.
You do that? Okay. Would you do it? And what is
Which
it?
is half the price.
Yeah, because it's Well, if it drops to 100, would you still pay that?
No.
Okay. So $80 is like the max.
$80. Yeah, I think you hit it on the head right there.
Reasonable. Yeah. All right.
Which I think there's normal Nintendo. Great. Play one Nintendo game. Now look at me.
And 3DSs, Mario's.
Speaking of which, I'm up to 400 and something Street Passes.
That's cool.
On my 3DS.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 500. I'm thinking that's where I will. I ran into a couple people more than once.
Stop
which
paying
makes
attention.
their me higher up. So maybe I can destroy more monsters.
All right.
I'll never get the Elite controller. Then
I'm gonna buy him the Elite controller just to piss him off now.
Oh man!
Not that I have the money for it.
Then we went to a panel.
That panel was great.
It was
really great panel.
It's got a crazy. Let me tell you the entire title.
The entire title. We're gonna find out what it is. Not after these messages, because that would involve going to a commercial that we don't have. So,
The Peanut Gallery, audience interaction in video games. So, obviously, and very smartly, the people they had on this panel were the guys from Jackbox Games and Mike Micah, who I guess did some work with Jackbox. I don't know
that's
if
what
he's
it
currently
sounded like.
with
Yeah,
them.
I don't know what the deal is.
He's doing his own thing, Oakland or whatever. If you didn't see our stream of IDARB, that's Mike Micah. He made IDARB and
yeah,
with Twitter.
He's
and the internet.
maybe a co-creator.
Yeah. The creator was you.
Thanks, interweb.
So, just perfect people to have on the panel. Anyways, the Jackbox crew actually ended up showing off. It ended up being a great panel. I thought it'd just be fun.
It was
also,
like
we had some contact with Mike Micah last night, so we thought it'd be fun to thank him. He retweeted our tweet of our stream.
Yeah, which was cool.
Very nice. So the Jackbox team actually ended up showing off Quiplash, which I don't think it's out. Might be out already.
I honestly don't know.
Anyways, very much their game. If you played any of the Jackbox, it's got that same style. Very cool. The heck was the object of Quiplash? Again, this is
I honestly,
it's hard to remember things.
It is
within an hour.
that one was hard. Quiplash was was that the one that we played?
They did. They played it live.
So it's asked you're asked a question and then you have to come up with a witty retort, and then the teams vote on them.
Right. The hook being that with the Jackbox, one of the complaints they got, this is a awesome complaint, was that the games couldn't fit enough people, but you can get like up to 100 people in some of their games, because their idea that they came out for the Jackbox was being able to join with your cell phone, any cell phone. You just go to a website. You can join with a laptop or a desktop if you want.
And
anywhere with a website, a web browser.
And you don't even need to actually be watching the game. Like, you don't even need to be. You could just be on your phone. It gives you the questions.
Right.
For this in this case. In this case, it would be that way.
Well, they did that in this case because that was one of their goals, was to make even more people be able to join it. So you can stream this thing. Speaking of which, we will be streaming Jackbox tonight. That'll be our game for this night after we get home from the meetup.
And we may also stream a little more IDARB, because I had a lot of fun playing IDARB last night.
That was pretty fun. But the thing with the Jackbox is that you will have the room code watching the stream. There's a screen in the stream. The screen stream. And
really
you can
good.
join the game if you want. There are some issues. There might be a delay.
You did it.
Did I walk in it?
You walk into it so bad.
You can join the game. So tune in for that if you want to try that. You can also apparently, and I didn't think about this and probably shouldn't mention it right now, but
definitely
you can troll
mention this.
them. You control the people streaming these things pretty easily. Because you can back out of the game at one point. I don't know. The delay makes it hard. I think we'll be okay. But hey, if you want to screw with us,
please don't.
Screw with Matt.
But if you want to screw with us, the way to screw with us is to screw with us through IDARB.
Yeah, also, IDARB has a thing where you can
Twitter hash.
Yes, you
Twitter
can hash bomb.
Hash bomb. That's what it's called.
That's maybe a little more complicated. You can easily see. Look it up. Whatever. You're on the internet anyways. Check it out.
Are you?
Hash bomb tag screw.
Are you?
There was then Mike Micah got up and talked a little bit about how IDARB got made, which we have talked about a little bit on the cast because I had talked about when I played IDARB. So we don't have to go over that again. But it was cool how it got made through Twitter. No.
Okay.
And then
good.
They played IDARB live because there is DLC coming out for IDARB.
Okay, wait. So first, let's reverse this. There's DLC coming out for IDARB.
Yep. There is DLC coming out.
There's DLC coming out for IDARB. Licensed DLC, by the way. He-Man, The Walking Dead, Invincible, and what was the other one?
No idea.
The other one was just kind of I think it was just a basic. It was the free one.
Oh, that's right. There's a free one that's just more IDARB.
Those three are going to be $2.99 each, and then there's a free IDARB one, and that's the one you guys ended up playing.
Yes.
Because
with some of the new content, there's new halftime games.
To play.
I did. I raised my hand immediately because after they did the Jackbox live game, I was like, if they do IDARB live, I'm in. I'll raise my hand.
Yeah,
so
and
I got in up there. I scored a goal for
the other team.
Was this thing streamed? We should check PAX later, see if the stream was.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Stream was streamed.
Yes, but the highlight of this for me was they put up the hash codes for the Twitter bombing.
Hash bombs.
The Twitter code for the hash bomb, hash code for the
Sweet,
Twitter
you
bomb.
needed a code.
Do hash. Lots of it. And I had never screwed with it before, which was kind of, so this is kind of cool for me. And
But you screwed with it this time.
immediately I was the first one to get it, and they were all on the stage, and I thought it was pretty funny because they were like, "Holy shit, somebody's already doing this!"
Yeah.
And then suddenly the entire the whole thing, people just started flooding the
Yeah.
game with the bombs.
Yes, it was insane. I will find that stream. I will get it if it exists.
I will find you.
Okay, because you didn't videotape it. You were just you were too busy hash bombing.
I was not really. I did it
Anyways.
once, and then I played Pac-Man 256.
I made the first goal.
Yeah.
Let me just say.
In number one, you just
For the other team.
yeah, but you scored.
Into the wrong goal. I did score.
That's the important thing.
I also then scored for my team a whole bunch. It was 2-on-2, but then somebody accidentally put in AI who Micah said we weren't supposed to, but whatever. Whatever. He doesn't care. At one point somebody hash bombed do a barrel roll or just barrel roll.
Yeah.
And it flips the screen like this, except the build broke in the middle.
Well, it
So-
broke because it was it happened at, and Micah kind of explained this to it. It happened at a time when there was a transition in the game because you guys were going into the
halftime
break
show, right?
Yeah, so the halftime show is one of the newer things. Some of these are
well, the
new, I guess.
halftime show itself isn't new, but there will be new halftime
Yes.
shows.
And in this particular build, you guys got to do a first-person shooter.
Yeah, was
that
it
looked like
Darbenstein or something?
yeah, it looked like
that?
Wolfenstein. It
Yeah.
was.
Which I died first as well. Why didn't you?
I don't know. You're just no good at video games.
Amen, brother.
All right, Hulk Hogan.
Thank you. There was then more scores, and I ended up being the MVP anyway. So hey,
Yeah. So I guess you're pretty good at video games.
0HITPOINTS.com.
Yeah. Check us out.
But we hung out afterwards to do a little something that you'll find out later. If you've been seeing tweets about who knows about 0 hit points, you'll find out later. But we ended up speaking with Evan from Jackbox and Micah a whole bunch.
Yeah.
They hung out with, which is maybe still the coolest thing about PAX. Like, I have never been to a
100%.
panel where the panelists won't hang out afterwards.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
It's the best part is talking with these guys and that they're also no, I shouldn't say all. Most of them are real down to earth, ready to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they totally understand that you're there because you love what they do and they respect that and it's cool. And Evan did share with us a pretty funny little story about a game that didn't quite make it into the Jackbox. I don't know if we should talk about it.
Pretty sure there's an NDA on that one.
But it was very amusing and involved dicks like it always does. Jackbox dicks.
Micah was cool. He
was
We
cool.
were able to go up to him and
Yeah.
talk to him about how he did retweet, and he's like, "Oh, that was you guys," which was
Yeah, he
cool.
knew
I
us
thought
right
he was
away.
gonna be
It was-
like,
yeah, it
"Oh,
was kinda
we
cool."
retweeted 5 people that night. I'm sorry, which one are you?" No, he's like, "Oh, that was you. That was cool." He was
Yeah.
super cool. Definitely, whether or not Mike is cool, go check out IDARB. It's fun. You check it out tonight when we probably play it again. Apparently,
Yeah. And then check it out again at your home when you buy it and download it.
Yeah.
And play
and
it.
that DLC, he said that he's going to try to get out sometime
September,
toward the end of the
I
year.
think,
Yeah,
right?
September.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, it was cool. And that was
pretty much it
that
for
was it.
today.
Then we came here. We're here a little bit early, so
Because we are going to be at the Pine Box at 7 o'clock.
let's see.
We'll have
It's about right.
shoits. We'll have buttons. We'll have us. I guess you could probably take or leave that one.
And we will upload the content from yesterday.
Yes.
The podcast, both to the podcast feed and the YouTube channel, and also the hit points, hit play. We're hit points. We hit play. Why don't we just
Cut.
Thanks for tuning in again. We're
Yeah.
gonna do this again one more time
It's going to be great.
tomorrow night. Adam will probably be back for that. That's going to
Actually,
be
he
another
probably
early
won't
one.
be. He
Oh, that's
pro-
right. He
he's gonna
cuts
be
out
leaving.
early. He cuts
He's
out
gonna be
early.
leaving 'cause he
He'll
has-
never be back. I
He's-
hope you enjoyed him while you could.
He's dead now.
He's dead. But
To-
yeah, we'll
to
be back
us.
at it early because
Not in really, he's just dead to us.
the show wraps up early tomorrow. So yeah, look for another early one. I don't know what we'll stream.
We're actually probably. I would imagine tomorrow night it will be it'll be a hodgepodge of stuff because it's
Sure.
kind of our last. It's our last night.
our last
here.
hurrah
And we're never
before
gonna,
we die.
Yes, we thank you for coming to us.
So tune in before we die, because
And if you won't,
guilt and stuff.
same thing I say to all the quote of the week, questions of the week.
Good job. Good job.
Go to hell.